Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth McCravey, a website designer and business coach for entrepreneurs and your host for the Breakthrough Brand podcast, the show that's all about pulling back the curtain on how to actually build a successful business. I don't skim the surface around here. If you want a deep dive into the nitty-gritty details of what it takes to run a successful business and stand out in a crowd, you're in the right place. After creating a multiple six-figure-a-year website design business in my 20s, I'm ready to share everything I've learned and everything I'm still learning because I believe the keys to building a thriving business should never be a secret. Here you'll find episodes that are actionable, direct, and fun, like friends chatting business over coffee, and a fresh, honest take on the reality of being an entrepreneur. If you're ready to master online marketing, branding, website design, mindset, and business strategy, then this is the podcast for you. It's time to build your breakthrough brand. Let's do this. Calling all Showit users and those of you who are thinking about using Showit as your website builder. So I believe Showit absolutely rocks. If you've been around here for a second, you probably know that I love Showit. My own website is built on Showit. I sell Showit website templates. I'm a Showit design partner. I absolutely love Showit. In my membership, Breakthrough Brand All Access, one of the members had asked the question like, hey, what are some cool Showit features that I don't see people use enough or are underutilized? And we talked about it in our Facebook community. I talked about it on a member Q&A. But her question inspired me of like talking to you guys about this as well. Of like, okay, what are some features I see underutilized or they're utilized well, but maybe you aren't using them. So like, let's talk about them and talk about how to do them. So in this episode, I'm sharing 5 Showit features that maybe you didn't know about, or maybe you do know about. I think a lot of these you're not going to know about, but that you should try on your website. So these are features specifically that I'm loving lately. I think you'll love them as well. And I want to say too, before I get into it, these features are for non-designers and designers alike. So if you're listening, you're like, well, that sounds kind of cool, but Elizabeth, I'm not a designer. I'm a photographer. I'm a copywriter. I'm a coach. Whatever it is you do, fear not. You can edit your own website for your non-designer business to do these same things. These are not things that you need to hire any sort of extra help with. You can do them yourself using a website template or a custom built website on Showit, whatever you have there. So let's get into it. All right, so the first Showit feature that you should consider trying on your website is using videos and animated GIFs as backgrounds on your website. I say GIFs also. Sometimes people say GIFs, so I just want to specify. I'm not actually sure which one's the truly correct way. But anyway, Showit has the built-in feature to be able to put a video as a background on a canvas, which canvases are just the sections that like divide up your website. So you have the option to put a video as a background. The stipulations, at least right now, is that the video needs to be under 30 seconds, have no volume, and be smaller than 8 megabytes in size. So all of that stuff being met, you can put a video as a background canvas. You can do a color fade over it. You can put text over it. You can have it be parallax, have it scroll with the page. So many different options. And that's all on the desktop side. And you actually cannot do videos on mobile though, like under those same features. However, a little workaround for this that I have loved for years now, and I've started to see more people doing this as well, but is that you can use an animated GIF. So like make your video that's on that desktop side, probably a shorter version. You also want to make it nice and small so that it doesn't slow down your website, but you can make it into an animated GIF to be like a video. So to the user experience, it's like an embedded video on the mobile side to get that same effect as what you did on desktop. So it looks super awesome. I actually have a video in my Showit Blueprint course that comes with your website template purchase that teaches you how to do both those things, how to do the mobile GIF and then also how to like make sure your video meets those stipulations and getting it like smaller and removing the audio that has audio and all of that kind of stuff. But basically, using video on your website is a surefire way to engage viewers. Oh my gosh, what a tongue twister for me there. Video is so hot right now though in website design for so many reasons. I mean, I'm sure you can relate, but like when I land on a site with video, it's just so much more engaging. We're seeing that in our society all over the place, that video is a big thing right now. I mean, people are sick of talking about it. I'm sick of hearing about it, but like TikTok and Reels, people want short form video that gets your attention. in every aspect. So having it on your website, it makes sense. The video is going to help your website look cooler, help it engage users more. And I'm actually, as we're talking about the video as background thing here, that's different than embedding like a video from YouTube where you're talking face to camera and someone plays it and the volume comes on. I'm just talking about like movement really in place of an image. So here are some ways though that video can help you from like a user experience, getting people to stay on your website, all of that kind of stuff perspective, besides the fact that it looks cool, which looking cool, is that enough of a reason? Maybe. But it also helps you with your overall website strategy. So one way is that video can actually help you with your SEO. I'm going to link to an article all about this that explains that in more detail. I don't really want to explain it on here. It's kind of complicated, but it can definitely help with your SEO to have video on your website. Some of that has to do with people like staying on the site longer when there's video. There's a variety of factors there. Also relating to like Google wanting to put sites higher, they're using video. Also, it can increase the time viewers spend on your website. So it like keeping people on your site longer, which again, that also contributes to SEO and contributes to people being more likely to buy from you, to opt in for something, to read your blog, whatever it is. Like the longer they are on your site exploring, the more likely they are to be engaging. And then another thing that I thought was really interesting. So I'm going to link to this article as well if you want to read this research for yourself. But one research conducted by Mist Media, they said that they found the average internet user spends 88% more time on a website if it includes video content. 88% more time with video content. And then another study, again, linking that same article, reported that viewers stay on a website 6 times longer if a website includes video. So video helps people stay on your site longer. And again, besides all of that, it looks cool. It's modern. It's engaging. It feels fresh and new. We're seeing video more on websites now in the way I'm talking about, but still not every single website. So it's not overdone. It can make things feel really nice and fresh. So you might be hearing me say, use video. And you're like, wait, how am I supposed to use video? I don't have the money or time to hire a videographer. I don't have any professional branded videos, especially this style that you're thinking kind of like B-roll background type of video. Here are 2 things I want to tell you to help you create video for your website. 1, use your iPhone to create some videos. It doesn't have to be a videographer professionally coming and filming something. Also, for the types of videos we're talking about, it's actually to your advantage that's shorter. So we're not needing like some 10-minute long video to put as the background on your Showit website. We're actually needing more like, again, under 30 seconds and being more like 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and having it just loop actually will work great as well. So you can record that stuff yourself just using an iPhone. I'm sure those of you who have like newer iPhones like myself, you're like, oh my gosh, like the cinematic setting and portrait mode and all that is so high quality. Like you can actually create a really quick, cool video for your brand using your iPhone. Alternatively, and actually what I have tended to do more of is to use stock videos. So one site I love in particular that I want to tell you guys about for free stock videos is Pexels. It's Pexels. I'll link to in the show notes, but they're all free. Like it's a free stock video and image website. I actually use Pexels on my templates. So if you want some examples, I actually am using Pexel videos or photos in a variety of my templates. So if you want to see the video thing in action here, the L template, new template there, the Gabby template and Taylor template all have at least one spot, if not more, where it's a video from Pexels being used as the background. And L template actually have quite a few also being used as GIFs and as background videos. And also just fun fact, if you buy any of those templates, you can just leave those videos in there. They're, again, free stock videos, so you could leave them if it fits your brand, or you can go to Pexels and search, like within your niche, search for exactly what you're looking for. And you can find fabulous videos that already have no volume, right? So they're fit for this sort of thing that can really integrate well into your brand. I've been really shocked lately by how many like just high quality videos and images I'm finding on Pexels. Like I've been using them for years, but I'm like, their quality has gone way up. Super awesome. And again, looks really nice nice. Even though it's not like branded to you, it can integrate really beautifully into your brand and feel very custom and get the same effect we're talking about. So that's number one. Use video basically on your website, on your Showit site. It's a really awesome feature that we can do with Showit. Second thing, this is the new Showit feature that I'm loving. So integrate canvases with the new gradient feature to fade the colors between canvases. So that might sound kind of confusing. Let me explain. Showit has been rolling out all sorts of updates lately. Quick thing, if you have not been to your Showit account recently, they just released, at the time of recording this, you guys are going to hear this a little later, so it won't have just released. But the time of recording this, it released like 5 days ago. And so I've been like obsessing over it. Told all my book.designer students it was coming ahead of time because I knew from being at the Showit designer retreats, they like showed us a sampling of this, but they just recently released like this grid snapping sort of feature where like as you're moving text around, more objects around, it kind of shows you the grid. It helps things snap together so everything's aligned really nicely. Just go into your Showit account and start moving stuff and you'll see it appear. But it's really awesome. Super, super cool feature. But anyway, Showit's been rolling out all sorts of updates recently. And one of my favorite recent ones though is the gradient feature for canvases. So you probably know what a gradient is. It's basically when like two colors fade between each other or multiple colors fade between each other. And the way this works within Showit is that you can basically make a section of your site, like the background color on it. So again, we're talking about canvas background still. You can make it fade from one color to another. There's other ways to use the gradient feature as well, where it's not like just two colors fading horizontally. So it's worth exploring, right? Different ways you could use the gradient feature. But the way that I personally am like, I really love it. It looks clean. It's sleek. It's integrative, is just letting the two colors fade between each other in order to like make canvases integrate really well. So in my L template, I'm using this. So I'm like having the colors fade between the canvases for a more integrated site that really flows beautifully. Like again, just so obsessed with how clean and sleek and modern it looks. Again, we don't really think of gradients being modern, so it kind of feels funny for me to say that, but I promise you it looks really, really nice. So for example, instead of going straight from like, let's say you had a canvas, so a section of your page that's like a light blue background color. So instead of going from that straight into like another section that's just a white background color, you can use gradient to like fade from the blue to the white. So it feels really seamless. I would also say the gradient looks really nice over video. So like doing that video or a photo as your background on the canvas, both video and photo, putting text over it, and then doing that gradient color. So maybe doing like your two darkest colors on your Showit website, kind of having a gradient set pretty dark with white text over it. It really looks super, super sleek. And I get all that's kind of confusing. This is actually an interesting podcast episode, you could say, because I can't visually show you. So I'll have some examples in the blog post that goes with this episode. So just click over to the show notes to see some of this. And also worth noting, you can do this on mobile and desktop. Just you would set the background to gradient, pick the two colors, and then there's some other settings as well that you can customize there. But really loving it. Thinking about ways I can start doing that same thing that I'm doing on these new templates on my own site as well, because I really just love it. Interrupting this episode with a suggestion for the small business owners listening. Ever wonder what you should do for healthcare when you and your spouse are both self-employed, so there's no work-provided health insurance to participate in? Well, when my husband Adam joined me in the entrepreneurial job space over 4 years ago, we joined Christian Healthcare Ministries instead of getting traditional health insurance. And it was the best decision for us, especially in these years of growing and raising a family while also running multiple businesses. CHM is a health cost-sharing ministry and is a faith-based alternative to health insurance. We did tons of research before choosing CHM, and if you know me and Adam, you know we are all about doing the math when making big or small financial decisions. And even though it's not insurance, CHM shares 100% of eligible medical bills, which is more than the typical 70 or 80% of medical bills paid for by insurance companies. All sharing is determined by the CHM guidelines, which you can check out before and after joining. And for the mamas and mamas to be listening, you truly cannot find a better healthcare option for maternity care. I had a vaginal delivery and a C-section and birth center care and hospital care between my two pregnancies and births, and it was all 100% shared for. And outside of birth, we've had our share of emergency room visits and procedures as a family, and those costs were all shared by members at Christian Healthcare Ministries, leaving us only paying our monthly contribution. option. CHM is less expensive month to month than insurance, and because there's no network, you can choose your care with whichever providers best fit your family. I seriously just cannot recommend Christian Healthcare Ministries enough. You've got to check them out. Go to elizabethmccravy.com/CHM for more information. Also putting that link in the show notes, elizabethmccravy.com/CHM. Now back to the episode. All right, so it's Labor Day weekend, launch day, and my son's first birthday weekend, all wrapped into one great sale. So this week, we're celebrating not one, but 2 new templates being launched, the new Kate template and L templates inside of MShop. And in addition to that, I just released a collection of Showit sales page templates that match our top selling templates. I literally am so excited about these. I can't even explain with words. Like, this is something you guys have been asking me to create, and now I have, and they're just absolutely amazing, like better than I could have even thought up before diving into designing them. So no more piecing together a sales page based off another page of your site, or like struggling with what goes where on the sales page. I've got it all set up for you. So these sales page templates have over 30 sections designed to guide you through creating an epically amazing and high converting sales page for your online course, your membership, your coaching program, a digital product, or whatever it is you're launching. The sales page templates also have copy prompts throughout to help you not just have like a design that sells, but know what to write, like help you with words that are going to sell your offer. So I've brought the same strategy I use on my own sales pages for my course and my memberships into these templates. And oh my gosh, they're incredible. And I forgot to add, the new sales page templates and all my other templates are 20% off right now to celebrate. So you can get the coupon code and the sales dates and all of that in the show notes with this episode. So go check them out. Go check out the new sales page templates. Go to the shop and look at the new Kate template and the new L template. I am absolutely certain you guys are going to love those. And obviously the new fabulous sales page templates as well. You'll be so glad you did. So check those out. Sale will end soon. And now back to the Showit tips. All right, the third cool feature you should try on your Showit website is to use the transition, specifically these type of transition being slide, to set your text to slowly scroll over an area. So let me explain. Showit has all sorts of transitions built in for any object. So you can make like, your photo fade in, the text fade in, something slide in, something bounce in, something bounce out. There's so many options. It's all under the transition settings once you've selected text, image, object, whatever it is. Lots of different options. One thing I want to say real quick here is I'm talking about how cool this is. Don't overdo it. You don't want your whole website to be things bouncing in and out. That's just going to be overwhelming. But I do think using this feature is really cool to make some items high impact and to really impact the user experience on a page. So you'll see me use these transitions throughout my templates, but very strategically, like trying to make stuff fade intentionally or slide in intentionally, whatever it is, not overusing it. But one thing I'm loving lately, I've used it on my templates, I've used it on my own website, is having text sliding for high impact. And when I say text sliding for high impact, let me rephrase that. I mean text sliding slowly, just slowly going across. So maybe it says like coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, and it's just slowly moving. Or it says, get the freebie, like over and over again, like slowly moving. Doors are now open, over and over again, slowly sliding to the left or right. Again, really slow. So it's like, instead of just saying that thing like at the top of your page, you have it said multiple times over, slowly sliding. So how to do this, and I'll put a screenshot again in the blog post that goes with this, but all you need to do is set your transition speed on the text to slower and on slide. So you can make it slide left, you can make it slide right. It could be set to like time 35 seconds, 50 seconds, something like that. So it's just slowly going, and you want to have the text duplicated multiple times. So you're not just saying coming soon once, it's like coming soon 10 times. So that it just keeps being scrolling along slowly. So it looks really cool. Again, high impact way to like say something. This would be a great thing to add to a coming soon page, opt-in page, a waitlist page, a sales page, so many different things. If you want to see this in action, here's the place to go for it, elizabethmccravey.com/L, or go to my shop. And fun fact, and actually one of the things that made me be like, oh yeah, I should totally include this. Stacy on my team, I had her review both of the new templates before we put them in the shop. That's a process I always do. We want to have multiple eyes on the templates besides just my own to make sure they're like really locked in and ready for you guys, that all the objects are like set up in the correct stacking order and Showit, that everything's really optimized for SEO, that things look good on mobile and on desktop, all of that. We have multiple people check out the templates beforehand. But anyway, Stacy reviewed every page on both of these templates. And one thing she said on both of them was that was like one of her favorite things, was how the coming soon page in particular had that text going really slow. And if you're like, once you see these templates and you're like, oh my gosh, I love the coming soon page too, you could duplicate that page and not use it for a coming soon page. You could use it for like a waitlist page, an opt-in page for your freebie. Like it could be used a variety of ways just with a little bit of tweaking, or you can copy and paste that coming soon text and change it to wherever you want it to be and use it on another page. So anyway, that's a really, really cool Showit feature I'm pretty into right now. All right, the fourth one. I really like this one as well. This is one that like is something you've always been able to do with Showit, but I feel like not enough people take advantage of it. So that's why I'm including it here. So embedding stuff onto your website for a super integrated web experience for your clients and customers. So let me explain that. You could have your call scheduler, your intake form, your payment page, all of that open in a new window that's hosted on that external website you're using for that. Or you could embed that stuff from these outside websites directly into Showit, just using the embed code provided by that software and then like selecting an HTML block, pasting it into it. Really easy. There's no coding required. Don't worry. But you can do that really easily. Create a really integrated experience for your customers, potential customers, clients, all of it, so that people are not having to leave your website. In addition to that, it's a perk for you because the link's easier to remember. So for example, instead of having like your call scheduling form, maybe it's for discovery calls with you, maybe it's for like your one-on-one calls with clients, whatever it is, that call scheduling form, maybe for podcast interviews. I use Calendly for call scheduling. It's free. You can pay for it too, but it has a free version. Awesome software for like sending people your calendar, letting them schedule something on it, and then you can both add it to your calendar. They answer some questions. Super awesome software. So you could send someone a link that Calendly generates, and then they can like schedule the meeting with you. Or you can use the embed code Calendly gives you for your whole calendar, or for a specific calendar like podcast interviews, discovery call, team meeting, like whatever your different things are, and embed it onto your Showit website. So that way, instead of having to remember, which you actually won't be able to remember because it's a really long link, but like the Calendly link, you can just know that like it's, yourwebsite.com/call, and that's your discovery call link. And so anytime you need to send it to a client, you send that link to them. Really easy and really integrated, and it keeps people on your website longer. Like you're having everything in one general hub versus a lot of different places. So I really love this. Again, been doing this in my own business for like literally back to when I first started on Showit. I've always been really into embedding things. So some pages that I would consider using this on for you, pages to think about trying this. One, like I just said, would be call scheduling. So embedding Calendly. There's a variety of other ones. Maybe you're using Dubsato's call scheduler, whatever it is, embedding that into your website. Most of my templates come with a call scheduling page. So you actually have a really beautiful page designed and already set up for you to just straight up embed your form into, and then you're done. Really nice. Another place you could use it would be like a waitlist application or client intake form, something of that nature. Maybe it's a Dubsato form or Honeybook form. You can embed that directly into your website. The call schedule, the group coaching call schedule for your group program, if you have like a central schedule, you can embed that onto your website, create a page for all the members to go to, and they can see the schedule right there. Really nice and easy. Another one that I see too many Showit users not utilizing this, but Flowdesk, ConvertKit, whatever it is you're using for email marketing, you can embed the opt-in directly into your Showit website instead of having it open in a new window. So I really often see people, especially doing this with Flowdesk, where, it has info about whatever the opt-in is, and then people click a button and it opens a new window that's like through Flowdesk's website. You can just embed their stuff into your Showit website. I teach you how to do that in the Showit Blueprint course if you want like a tutorial and written walkthrough. But that would be one that, like, again, creating a more integrated experience can be worth doing. Now, I will say with everything I just said on this one, if you're trying to get your website up quickly and you're like stressing about so many things, this is something that can wait. But it is worth doing. Like, it's so worth doing, but it's not something to like stress out about and feel like you have to get done before you launch your website. But I do really like doing this. There's a whole lot of different ways you can do it, as you can tell. And again, it's easier on you because you always know what the link is. And it's easier on your clients and customers because it creates a more integrated experience. It gets people on your website more, keeps people on there longer as they're filling out forms and all of that, which is really great for your website overall. So that's my fourth one, is embedding things for a super integrated website experience. And number 5, use Beaver Builder to write and build out your blog posts. Now, you might be like, what is Beaver Builder? I've never heard of that. I feel like I am actually one of the only Showit designers who I've ever heard talk about Beaver Builder ever. I feel like it's my best kept secret that's not actually a secret because I've talked about it on this podcast before. I have videos about it in the Showit Blueprint course. So it's not actually a secret, but I'm like, why aren't people using this more? It is freaking amazing. I love it. Let me explain what it is. Beaver Builder is basically a page builder for WordPress. It is a plugin. I specifically use it for my blog, not my website pages, right? Because my website pages I'm designing and laying out in Showit. But Beaver Builder allows you to, design the layout of your blog and Showit. It's like you have a sidebar, the way things are going to look on like a single post. You're doing all that in Showit. But then when it comes to actually putting in the blog content you wrote, you're using Beaver Builder to lay it out. It's a drag and drop builder, super easy to use, and it's way more intuitive, way easier to make look good than WordPress's native blog builder. So that's why I love it. Me using Beaver Builder, and I think one of the reasons I'm like the only person that talks about it is because it goes back to my days using WordPress. So I was on WordPress before I was on Showit, and I used Beaver Builder a ton then. And then when I switched to Showit, I realized like, oh my gosh, I can still make Beaver Builder work with Showit, and it's awesome. So caveat here with that, you need the advanced blog subscription of Showit to use Beaver Builder with it, which is just like another tier, basically to use stuff that isn't included on like the free plugins plan. You have to go to advanced blog, not basic blog. But Beaver Builder itself is a free plugin. It does have paid options, but to do what we're talking about here, you don't need paid options. You just need the free version. And then you need to make sure in the settings that you have it turned on for both post and pages to use it with Showit. But yeah, it's much easier to make a cool looking blog post, lay things out really nicely, see how it's going to work live as you're working on it, than that native WordPress blog builder is. Absolutely love it. Again, best kept, not really secret. Love Beaver Builder. And I have videos on how to blog with Beaver Builder in my Showit Blueprint course if you want like a tutorial, or if you're a customer of mine and you're like, I'm thinking about using it, but I don't know if like I want to do it. You can go and watch that video and like even just see what it looks like to give you a taste for like if it's something you'd want to do. So those are the 5 cool features you might not have known about that you should try on your Showit website. I'm going to walk through them all one more time. Before I do that though, let me actually say, if you're new to Showit or you haven't subscribed yet, you're considering trying Showit, if you want a free 1-month trial of Showit, go to elizabethmccravy.com/Showit-free. So Showit-free. I will also put that link in the show notes. You can just click on it, but that will give you 1 whole month free of Showit to try it out completely free for a whole month. So really awesome that you can subscribe after that. So if you want to kind of get a taste of Showit, that's the way to do it. Okay, let me walk through what these features were again though. So first one was to use video and animated GIFs on your website, specifically video as backgrounds on canvases. It looks super cool. Remember we said it's great for SEO. It's great for keeping people engaged on your website, all of that good stuff. Second thing was to integrate canvases with the new gradient feature to fade the color between 2 canvases. Third was to use the slide transition to set your text to slowly scroll over an area for a really high impact statement. Like for example, I said on coming soon pages and stuff like that. Number 4 is to embed stuff. Embed stuff into your Showit website for a super integrated web experience for your clients and customers. Keep things on your own website. Remember your own links easier, all that good stuff. And 5th was to use my favorite WordPress plugin, Beaver Builder, to just make writing and building out your blog post so much easier. Again, I promise it'll make you enjoy blogging more to use Beaver Builder versus the WordPress builder. So that's it. Those are 5 cool features you should try on your Showit website. I hope this was so helpful. Please share this with other Showit users where you're like, hey, like my friend uses Showit too. They would enjoy knowing about this. Share this with people. I would love to know on Instagram too, if you tell me like, which one of these are you going to try? Did I tell you something you had not heard about yet? Are you going to try Beaver Builder? Are you going to use the gradient feature? Come tell me. I'd love to know like what changes you're making to your website based on this episode. And again, check out my website templates. I know I talked about them multiple times throughout this episode, but if this was helpful to you, I really bet that you're going to like my MShop website templates. They're integrating so much of this stuff I just talked about already for you. Really, all of it they're integrating for you. I said so much, all of it. So you can just do it naturally. Like this strategy, these things are built into the way the templates are built so that you can be doing things like using video. I'm showing you how to use Beaver Builder. You can embed stuff. Like I said, we have a call schedule page, landing pages, all of that built into the templates, and that cool new slide transitions built in, and the gradient feature is being used really beautifully on my 2 new templates. So check them out, elizabethmccravy.com/shop. And I hope to see you with an MShop template soon. Yeah, let me know any questions. Feel free to email me anytime, and I'll be back next time with more tips to help you build your business. Thanks for listening all the way to the end. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to this podcast episode all the way until the end. I appreciate you being here. And if you enjoyed this episode, then I want to invite you to check out my website template shop too. Over on elizabethmccravy.com, you'll find Showit website templates that are easy to use, strategically designed, and created to help you book more clients and customers. Maybe your current website is really boring. Maybe it's a challenge to update, and maybe even it's that thing that you really feel like is just completely holding your business back. Your website needs to be strategically and intentionally designed in order for it to convert your viewers into raving customers, and that's exactly what my MShop templates do. So these are pre-made Showit website templates where you can plug and play your content into it with ease and then get started with a website that's designed to actually help you make more money. These templates are designed to be SEO friendly on the back end, and they're not just pretty, but they are very strategic and with all the strategies I teach on this podcast. And best of all, they're easy for you to set up all by yourself. So shop them at elizabethmccravy.com/shop and come join the MShop family of hundreds of happy customers. And as an added perk, you can use the code BBPodcast at checkout to get 10% off any template as a thank you for being a part of the podcast family. So that's BB Podcast for 10% off any template over at elizabethmccravy.com. And if you love this podcast, don't forget that you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts so that you never miss an episode, and leave a rating and review for the show wherever you're listening. Share it with a friend, share it on Instagram or Facebook. That's a great way to support the podcast and get the word out. All right, I'll be back next week with another new episode.